Hi, I'm Derek Coates with Dormicaba. Today we're going to look at how to do a site survey for our E7900 series lock. So what I've got in front of me today, you don't need all these parts, but I wanted you to see them. I've got a E7900 lock mounted on a little wood mount right here so you can see the lock that we're talking about. The important thing I really want you to see is this little rig beside me here. Now, this isn't something we sell, but it's something that you quite possibly already have, and it makes doing these site surveys a lot easier. Site survey is putting the gateway where you're going to actually have it on the job site, and then using your handheld to check the signal strength at the doors. So what I've got in front of me is actually part of my laser level kit that I had at my house. It's just a tripod with a pole, something that I can put that gateway on to show exactly where it's going to be. So when I did a site survey here in our own building a little while back, I had an extra pole on top of this so it would reach the ceiling. But this is our gateway sitting on top of this, and it allowed me to place the gateway exactly on the ceiling where I want it to be later on. So I extended this up, slid my gateway up, and actually had it touching the ceiling tile right where I was going to put it. Now, the reason I wanted to do that is I wanted a true signal strength of where this is going to be when it's all deployed. What we found is when I did my site survey, I had some doors that had a low signal strength. I moved this thing down the hall about 6 to 8 feet and greatly improved the signal strength of that door and didn't lose it on others. So the exact placement is pretty key. This allowed me to put it right there, test my signal strength everywhere around, and get exactly what I want for the best location of that gateway. So you don't have to have my exact setup, but it does help to have something like this to put it right there. This is a pole, a tripod and a pole from my laser level kit. I simply zip tied the gateway to the top. I have my USB cable extending down the pole, and at the bottom, I've got a little battery pack. This thing can be USB powered as well as PoE. So I took my battery pack I used to charge my cell phone and just stuck it on the bottom of the mount, plugged the cable into it. That way while we're walking around testing, I could have it powered up. When I was done testing, I could simply unplug the battery pack at the bottom. Made it real easy to do the test. So how do we do this test? Well, right in front of me, I've got a gateway. I've got it PoE powered just so we can see it powered up. And I've got my handheld. Now this is a Gen 2 handheld. It is a Gen 2 gateway because I've got a Gen 2 Zigbee lock. So on my screen here, I'm going to go back to the home screen. So when I power up my handheld, I've got options of door, wireless, and tools. So I went into wireless. Now I can ping my network or scan my network. Scanning the network is just looking around to see what Zigbee networks are around. Pinging is actually testing the signal strength to that gateway. So I've got my gateway powered up. I need to put it into join on mode, which is what it would normally do to try to talk to the lock. I simply took a paper clip, reached in here and hit the reset button 3 times. I actually did it just a minute ago. I can do it again. Let's see, hit that reset button. If I can reach down in there. 1, whoops, 3. Hit it 3 times. My lights started changing on it. So it's in join on mode. Now I can take my handheld and actually ping that network and check the signal strength. So I'm just going to do it right here so we can see. So I'm just going to hit enter. Then I'm going to hit ping. And it's sitting here pinging my network. Takes it a few seconds. I've seen it take up to about 9 or 10 seconds before. So it's just checking my network. It found a Zigbee network, and it's telling me right here my signal strength is -9 dB. Now, that is an unrealistic signal strength because I've got my gateway and my handheld side by side. You will not see that in the field. I think the best I've seen in the field is low 30s, so -30, -33, something like that. But when I'm doing this, I want to do this 3 different ways. And I'm going to explain why. I want to check the signal strength with my door closed, with my door partway open, and with my door all the way open. The reason I do that is I want to see what the signal strength is in any condition. Now, when the signal's sent to that door to maybe add a card to it, update a schedule, whatever, we don't know if that door's going to be open, closed, or somebody's going to be in the act of opening it or closing it. And you can actually get pretty different signal strengths in different areas. We've seen doors where the door fully open is -30 difference between when it's closed. So closed may have been a -50, which is a good signal. All the way the other direction may have been -80, so we see a complete difference. We're looking at something, say -70 or better is what you really want to have out there. So I'm going to take that handheld when I'm at a door, I'm going to place it on the inside of the door, because remember that antenna's on the inside right there with the batteries? I'm going to place it right there on the door, and I'm going to ping it from right there. So I'm pinging it right now, and again, my gateway's right here beside me. So I actually ended up with a -26. And then I'm going to part way open that door, and I'm going to do the signal strength again. Then I'm going to open that door all the way, and I'm going to do the signal strength again. And I'm going to record all 3 of those. I'm going to do that for every door that I'm planning to put the locks on at this site. And I might find that, oh, I need to move that gateway a little bit. In tests I've done, I've found that, okay, I'm a pretty good guess of signal strength, so I can put the gateway where I think it should be, walk around, test my doors, and see that everything's good. But I've also had instances where I put it where I thought was going to be good. I started testing doors, and I had some in -80, -90, and that's getting to be a really bad signal strength. So I found I need to take that gateway and move it down the hall a little ways and test again. That's why I like a portable rig like I had, so I can keep moving around testing. So just do your test door, make sure you're doing it from the correct side of the door, because if this is a metal door and I'm holding the handheld outside the door, I'm not going to get a true signal strength that I would get if it was inside the door. So do your test, check everything, make sure you've got a good signal everywhere. Thank you.